You know that sinking feeling in your gut? You check your bank account, and technically there's money sitting there. But emotionally, you feel completely broke. It's this haunting, heavy dread that just one unexpected bill is going to make it all vanish in a second. Well, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolute financial thriller that is your bank account, and we're going to show you Invisible Shield. So, why does it feel like your money just keeps disappearing? Like you're climbing out of the exact same hole month after month after month. You hear all these internet gurus screaming at you to just invest or make your money work for you. And you're sitting there gripping your phone, thinking, with what money? Look, it feels like it keeps vanishing because right now, your financial margin for error, it simply doesn't exist. When your true safety net is sitting at zero, you are quite literally financially naked in the middle of a raging storm. At zero, every single gust of wind feels like a Category 5 hurricane. You're bleeding money. And here's the thing, it's not because you're reckless. It's because poverty and instability are just incredibly, unbelievably
Because when you're at zero,
expensive.
money isn't some fancy tool for building wealth. It is literal oxygen. You aren't building an empire, you're just trying to survive until Thursday. Your brain completely locks into what we call defense mode. You start panic checking prices, you avoid opening your mail, you end up making really short-term expensive choices, like taking out high-interest loans or staying at a toxic job, literally just to keep from drowning. A lot of people think the ultimate life-changing magic number is $1 million. And hey, sure, $1 million is great, but getting your first $10,000 actually changes your daily behavior so much more. Why? Because going from 0 to 10 grand isn't about getting rich. It's the ultimate diffusal code for financial chaos. It's entirely about removing panic. Because panic, my friends, is exactly what keeps you. Section 1. The math of disaster. Imagine two people living completely parallel lives. Person A and Person B have the exact same income. They live in the exact same apartment building with the exact same monthly expenses. But there is one massive invisible difference here. Person A has just $300 sitting in savings. Person B, they've got an invisible shield of $10,000. The ticking clock has started, and a totally normal disaster is headed straight for both of them. Boom, a $1,200 car repair. The engine starts smoking on the highway, and suddenly they are both handed the exact same massive bill from the mechanic. Now, this is a completely mundane everyday life event, right? But it hits with the force of a runaway freight train. For Person A, this repair is absolute financial trauma. They don't have the cash, so boom, it goes straight onto a credit card at 20% interest. The nightmare snowball of debt starts rolling. But for Person B, honestly, it's just annoying. Look, nobody throws a party at the mechanic, but it isn't a crisis. Their savings drop to $8,800, they drive home, and they rebuild it. Exact same emergency, entirely different reality. This right here is the $10,000 rule. It's that magical financial threshold where emergencies downgrade from life-ruining crises to just temporary inconveniences. Money buys options, you know? Having this specific buffer acts exactly like a shock absorber. It's like a boxer in a ring. When you have zero savings, a $1,200 punch knocks you out cold. But with 10 grand, you just absorb the punch, step back, and stay on your feet. Section 2. Layer 1 is your emergency shield. That's your first $1,000 to $2,000. This strictly protects you from the small, stupid stuff, like a flat tire or a broken laptop, and stops them from instantly becoming toxic debt. Then Layer 2 is the stability fund, going up to $6,000. This covers a couple months of rent and groceries, and man, it gives you profound emotional breathing room. And finally, Layer 3, that takes you all the way to $10,000. That is your opportunity fund. That's your launch pad. And you'll notice this shield profoundly changes you both socially and professionally. See, when you have absolutely no savings, your boss has way too much power over you. They can totally disrespect your time, and you just have to stay because you desperately need that Friday paycheck. And let me tell you, desperation has a smell. Employers sense it, clients sense it, and you end up accepting way less than you're worth. But when you have that $10,000 shield, stability smells like confidence. You can suddenly look a terrible job off a foundation piece by piece. Don't look at it as one terrifying mountain. 15% gets you out of the immediate danger zone. 45% buys you the emotional stability to finally sleep through the night. And that final 40%? That unlocks the sheer power to take calculated risks. It is incredibly achievable when you break it down into these precise, manageable slices.
And this is exactly why you absolutely cannot skip building this shield before you start investing. Look, if you invest while you are flat broke, the very first time life gets uncomfortable, you are going to panic sell your stocks just to fix your car. That is not investing. That's literally gambling with your rent money. With the shield in place, you can invest calmly. If you invest $300 a month for 30 years at a 7% return, it compounds into over $360,000. The shield provides the absolute stability you need to let that compounding happen without any interruptions.
Section 3. The Blueprint to Escape.
Okay, let's get into the strict math of your escape route. Pick a real number right now, not some fantasy. If you can squeeze out $250 a month, you are out of the trap in 40 months. $500 a month, you escape in 20 months. $1,000 a month, you are totally free in under a year. Now, I know it might feel excruciatingly slow, but slow progress is still progress. The people who actually win this game are the ones who embrace this slow, steady, incredibly boring math and absolutely refuse to quit in month 2. To guarantee you actually hit those timelines, you need strict systems. Motivation fades, right? But systems survive. Rule 1, automate immediately. Pay yourself first, because money without a job always gets hijacked by your impulses. Rule 2, separate the account. Keeping your savings right next to your checking account is literally like keeping warm cookies on your desk and promising yourself you won't eat them. Rule 3, use windfalls like tax refunds to upgrade your foundation, not your lifestyle. And Rule 4, attack the big leaks. Stop obsessing over $5 coffees and start looking hard at that massive car payment or those relentless food delivery apps.
Now listen to me very closely on this one. The very second you see 5 figures hit your bank account, your brain is going to scream, I deserve a vacation. I should definitely upgrade my phone. No, the first $10,000 is not a shopping signal. Think about it. You wouldn't build the solid concrete foundation of a brand new house and then rip it up just to buy a nice couch, right?
Do not become someone who absolutely refuses to touch boring money. It isn't for flexing online, and it is definitely not for a spontaneous weekend trip. It is quiet, unglamorous, heavy cash that just sits in the dark and protects you. When your financial foundation is incredibly boring, it practically guarantees that the rest of your actual life can be exciting, completely free from the constant threat of a total collapse.
Section 4. From defense to offense.
Once you hit this goal, the actual physics of your daily life completely flip. Before the 10 grand, you are playing pure defense. You are constantly reacting to the world, frantically swerving just to avoid disaster, barely surviving. But after you hit $10,000, you switch entirely to offense. You start planning. You pursue opportunity. You finally stop asking, can I survive this week? And you get to ask, you can just retire to a private island tomorrow. The first $10,000 doesn't make you rich overnight. It makes you harder to break. And when the world can't break you with a random flat tire or a surprise medical bill, well, that is where real wealth actually begins. So, I'm leaving you with a challenge today. If you want to escape the trap, you have to start right now. Look at your life, look at your financial leaks, and look at the math. What is your target number right now? Decide that you are completely done being just one emergency away from total panic. Pick your number and start building your invisible shield today.